Lacey had just lost her husband. He passed away, and she had been with him since they were 16. And she was only 33, so she didn't expect to lose her husband. So, after he passed away, she had to start her life basically all over again. She moved out of town, she moved away from everything, even her family. She just wanted to get away. Well, in her new home, she noticed weird things started happening. She would at first just experience things going missing where she thought she put them in a certain place and they wasn't there no more. And then things started getting weirder. She would be just sitting watching TV and she would think she would see something at the corner of her eye. But she just thought it was her imagination. And when she would try to sleep, she would have a lot of times nightmares about her husband. And she would wake up in cold sweats. So, after all of this happening, she was having a really hard time and decided, to go to a therapist to be able to talk to somebody. And at first, it started actually to help. But she started to notice things getting more weirder. Like, she would start hearing voices when she would be laying in bed trying to go to sleep. She started hearing what she thought was her husband's voice. And then one night, she started hearing her name being called, and it sounded like her husband, like he was yelling for her. So she would run down the stairs to where it sounded like the voice was, but he wasn't there. So she started to become really freaked out. She started to think, well, what if it isn't my imagination? And so she started trying to go to therapy more, but it just wasn't working for her. And then again, every night she would hear her name being called, and it would always sound like it was coming from downstairs. She would run downstairs, and there would be nobody there, but it sounded like her husband was calling for her. So, not really knowing what to do, she hires people to come over who are supposed to be like ghost hunters. But she tells them what's going on, and she explains to them that she feels like she's being haunted by her husband. So they tell her that one night they're all going to come, the team, and they are going to find out what is going on. So the night comes where they come. At first, everything is fine, and then they start experiencing stuff. And then they tell her the next day of what all they caught. They told her that they feel like for whatever reason he is out for revenge on her. She's scared, but she tells them, like, there's no way he loved her. He wouldn't want to hurt her. But they tell her that they feel he wants to hurt her and she needs to get somebody that can cleanse the house. So she does that. They come, they cleanse the house, and they tell her that everything is normal now. Well, that night, she falls asleep. Same thing, she hears her name being called. As she goes downstairs, though, this time she hears stuff breaking. And the next day, her mom is calling her and can't get a hold of her. So they go to her house and they find her unalived. Well, the people in the town that her and her husband lived in always felt that she was the one that basically he died in a fire, and people in that town felt like she had something to do with it because she wanted his money. And then they thought it was a little odd the way that she passed away. The thing though is because she's gone, no one will ever truly know the truth of what happened to her husband. Her husband, though, will always know that she's the one that set the fire. And after he died, he wanted the revenge on her.